Hi everybody, I'm Kristin Chenoweth. I'm here to answer your fabulous questions. I'm so excited and I hope it enlightens you on a little bit of who I am. Brian asks a very good question. The most fun, my favorite role, obviously, is Eve, Act 1, which is the Mark Twain series of the show. I think the words are so fantastic, and it's also very difficult to play the role because it's so easy, it's hard. It's all about relationship between men and women and walking a very fine line. So that's my favorite role, and it's also the answer to the second question, which is also the most challenging role. Kate, I was involved with drama and choir. I was not what you would call a showbiz kid. How I got most of my experience was singing at church. I really wanted to be the next Sandy Patty. For those of you who know, that was a very famous contemporary Christian singer, gospel singer. I did do the plays. I was Daisy May in Little Abner, which is shocking, I know, shocking that I would play that role. Also, I was, I believe, Hoddle in Fiddler, and that is quite a shock that I would actually play that role. But I wasn't really, I was in a pageant and won and got free education that way, and I just loved to sing and got my degree in college in musical theater and then my master's degree in opera performance. And I gained most of my experience through instinct and then through training at college. Oh, Christine. You know, there are days when I don't know, because I love the art of acting and the craft of singing. I love the work. It's the stuff that comes with it that's sometimes hard. It's sensitive, but a lot less so than I used to be. And I wouldn't say harder, but, you know, with the good comes the bad, and people say nasty things, and that's very hard to get used to. Also, things are printed that aren't true, and sometimes they're very nice, and sometimes, you know, you're what not to wear, and, you know, personally that's an ouch. Or, you know, people online can be cruel, but honestly, I love what I do so much that I just try to avoid those kinds of places and thoughts, and stay positive and stay focused on the next project. Catherine, thank you for that lovely compliment about my voice. My speaking voice hasn't changed since year 5, as I'm sure most of you can tell. But if I'm really talking correctly, then I do sound older, and that's really hard for me. So I usually just let it go, be like what it is. But my voice, interestingly enough, being a coloratura soprano and also a belter, I take very much care and have lessons every week with my teacher. Also, my teacher in college was very, very laryngeal. She taught very technically. Basically, for me, I believe that it's sort of like taking ballet. Ballet prepares you for musical theater, tap, jazz. It is the core. So opera is the core for me. Obviously, I'll be doing more of that in the future. I got my tonsils out when I was 21, and my voice went up 2 notes. That's just a weird... Sometimes they say that your voice does change, but I was so concerned about the anesthesiologist and how they were going to handle my voice. My voice teacher actually made me tape singer across my forehead before surgery so that they would know to be careful. Caroline, you're a 4'11" sister. Yes, I've gotten teased. You know what, if it wasn't your height, it'd be something else. Maybe big ears or, you know, weird nostrils. Who knows? But, you know, at least it's nothing really serious. We're talking about your height. And in Texas, you could go to college. You're considered a minority, so you could go for free. Jen, hi in New Zealand. It's beautiful there. I know they did Xena. Boy, do I like Xena. You know what? I am supposed to do a 3rd record for like a year I've owed Sony, and my third Sony Classical, my third record, and I am promising to back up the album with a tour, which I've never done. I've never been able to work it out on my schedule, and yes, there are talks of international tours, especially London, Australia, and you know what? Just for you, I'll make a little additional request. I hear it's beautiful there, and I hope my allergies can handle it, but I take shots, so we should all be good. Alexander, I never tell what my successful audition pieces are because they're mine. Alex, the bubble wasn't that scary. The one time it was scary was during tech when I went up. I go very, very far up into the rafters. I believe, from what I was told by one of the crew members, some of the highest that anyone's ever gone. In the rafters to be flown for any reason, and during tech they forgot about me, and I was up there for 20 minutes. So I was yelling and yelling, and finally I sang a really high note, and somebody goes, "I hear something," and then they remembered that I was there. Terry wants to know if I've stolen anything from a show that I was in. Well, I certainly wanted to steal my wand from Wicked, but that thing cost like $5,000 or something. They would have noticed. But I have been known to take some shoes, and I think we should leave it at that. Wicked was one of the best experiences as an artist, personal growth, singer, actress, comedian. I got to certainly wear some great costumes. I worked with a phenomenal company. I was involved with that project from the very beginning, which was a total for me 4 years. And by the end, I was doing very inappropriate things with my wand and popping bubbles, and it was time to go. I love the show, but I think my time as Glinda is done, and I look so forward to whatever's next for me. Shelley, I love that you asked about my dog. Thank you. I do have a dog walker, but she does go to work with me. She pretty much goes everywhere with me. She's my best friend. It's sick and wrong and kind of pathetic, but I can't imagine my life without her. Well, Heather, I know that you brought me Dentine Ice, and I did enjoy it. I do love cinnamon. However, I couldn't feel my lips for about 3 days after that, Heather. Online, I order Super Bubble, not Double Bubble, not Bazooka, Super Bubble, individually wrapped. And unfortunately, there's 33 calories per piece, so I try to limit it to like 5, because you know after like 5 seconds the flavor goes, but it's Super Bubble. Gwen, I have a personal trainer that I work out with in LA, but mostly we just go to breakfast. I walk my dog, do a lot of this action with my fork. I don't have a lot of time to work out. It's terrible, but 8 shows a week aerobically, I feel healthy. Could I eat better? Yes. Could I work out more? Yes. Do I do it? No. Sophie, I've thought about this question so many times. I don't know why, because I don't know. I think they asked me once before, and I was like, oh, chopstick. I had no idea what to say. Being a spiritual person, obviously, I'd want to take my Bible, because I want to do a lot of praying. I would probably take my tweezers, eyebrow pluckers. Not that anyone would care, because no one would see me. And I would take my dog.